Welcome to another episode of the Geek Pole podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Matlock,
I'm Dax Matlock.
and we're here talking about comic books, comic book movies, comic book toys, comic book cartoons, anything comic book related. Um, So yeah, we've had a week off, which is really felt when you skip a week at the comic book store. I went to the comic book store yesterday. I had 2 weeks worth of stuff waiting for me. Ouch. Yeah.
Yeah,
With the
that's a lot of stuff.
new rebirth titles still flooding in, and I picked up 2 new issues this week.
I haven't had the chance to go yet, so
Okay. Well, here I'll show you the 2 new titles that I picked up. By the way, if you're listening, we're also broadcast this on YouTube, so you can visit our YouTube channel, geekpull.com. So we sometimes show things. The first thing I bought was the first issue of Reborn. This is the Mark Miller, Greg Capullo project. This is what the project that took Greg Capullo away from working on the Batman series temporarily, hopefully. So I just read it so I could talk about it a little bit. But basically, the idea is when you die, you're reborn, but you're reborn in this totally other world, like totally fantasy kind of world. So
interesting.
It starts off
good?
with a blast. So far, it's very interesting. It gets you hooked right away. I mean, it's just immediately first page, you're like, what? So if you're familiar with Mark Miller, I mean, he did Kick-Ass, Wanted, tons of stuff. So he did The Kingsman.
Okay.
So he's got his own little universe of comic book stories. He calls it Miller World. And he's actually, I think he's actually, it seems like he's trying to kind of create a cinematic universe type situation with his Miller World stuff. So
especially with the idea that you can die and then be reborn into another world. You can tie.
Yeah. It allows for totally jumping around on characters if he wanted to.
Yeah, that's kind of creates like an Earth 2 kind of a thing.
Yeah. So definitely the cover is what grabbed my attention initially. This is one of the variant covers. It shows a girl basically blowing her head off, but in a very visually interesting way. But yeah, right out of the chute. I mean, Mark Miller's stories, if you've ever read Wanted, of course, Kick-Ass, and everything else that he's done, they're pretty violent and pretty mature. So this is no exception so far. The other thing I picked up, and this I think came out last week, but it's a mini series. It's the Death of Hawkman.
Okay, I was tempted to pick that up when I saw it.
I have not read it yet, but I've been starved for some Hawkman stories, and because it was a mini series, one of 6, I thought, okay, I'll jump into this. I don't know why, but
there was a series I almost jumped into last week. They're doing like a 6-issue Dead Man.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
You didn't? Yeah, no. It's like really nice, like thick book. I think it was like $6 or $7, which is why I didn't pick it up, because I'm just gonna wait a little bit until I'm able to make some other cuts so that I can, because I think it's only like gonna be 6 issues. But Dead Man is cool, so
yeah, I like
cool to read.
I like the mini series bringing in different little characters that we don't have main stories on every now and then. So that's kind of why I picked up Hawkman. The Dead Man would be cool.
Yeah, the Dead Man one, like it's a pretty thick book too, so it seems like that could be really quality investment. I did just I found out I got a job at Starbucks, so now I actually have income. So
Nice.
So now I can feed my comic book addiction even more. So
Yes.
that's exciting.
Yes.
But
Feed your comic book addiction by keeping other people addicted to caffeine.
exactly, that's the motto.
Yes. Um,
But yeah,
trying to think of what else. I'm really behind and looking at my stack of comics that I have not yet read. I was was traveling last week. I brought a ton of comics with me, hoping to catch up. I think I read one and a half of them.
nice.
But I did get caught up on Scooby Doo Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, is it?
Have you
I'm still behind on it.
okay. I like it.
Is it still? It's
It's
still good.
it's a great story. I got to the end of issue 5 and I'm like, shoot, this is not gonna wrap up anytime soon.
Nope.
And but I'm okay with that, I guess. So because it was a good
Hey,
story. And part of me was
that's
like, I'm having a hard time spending was it $3.99 after
yeah,
spending $2.99 on a comic book, but it's a good read. It's packed with dialogue, and yeah, it's a good read. It's well written, so I'm
yeah. It seemed like it's a pretty powerful Scooby Doo story. Like they put a lot of good stuff into it from what I've read
yeah,
so far.
I've really enjoyed the origin story of it because they're falling into their um, at first all the characters are kind of a little different than what I was used to, but
Mhm.
they're slowly starting to fall into their what we know of them from the cartoons. Um,
That's good.
so that's fun, and it's fun to see them evolve and start changing that because like starts off with Fred. He's kind of just a total. He's not a leader. He's not. He's just doing whatever Daphne wants him to do,
Yeah,
and she's total to take charge. Well, slowly with these things that are coming out and unfolding, he's having to step up as she's starting to break down a little bit. And so that's kind of cool, interesting to watch. So it's very cool character dynamics with the Scooby Doo team. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. So I'm gonna feel good about picking up issue 6 now. So
okay, that's good. That's good. That's good to know. That's refreshing.
yeah,
Because I've been worried because I've been picking them up, but I haven't been reading them.
yeah,
And I'm like, I don't even know if this is worth reading still. Like, I know the first two issues were great, but so that helps. That makes me feel better. So yeah, I have a huge pile next to me right now that I just haven't picked up on. My plan was to read this weekend, but I ended up going home.
oh yeah, surprise visit to Texas.
I took a surprise visit, literally decided the day before going that I was going to go. And so that was fun. But my plan was to get through these comics this weekend because it was our fall break. So I had Monday and Tuesday off, and I took Thursday and Friday off as well. But yeah, so I was going to read all these, but now I didn't. So I'm just getting more and more behind, but I'll catch up. It'll be fine. I think I think I can't go to the comic book store until I've read these. I'm making that rule for myself.
Well, better not wait too long because with these DC Rebirth are coming out every 2 weeks, man. Like I skipped last week going to the store. When I came back this week, I was like, did I pick this one up already? Am I still reading this title? Because I couldn't remember if I was still reading Batgirl. Um, what came out that I did not pick up? Supergirl.
Oh,
The next Supergirl issue came out. Really cool variant cover. I didn't pick it up because I thought I didn't buy issue 1 after the
mhm.
initial Rebirth issue, but then when I got back home, I realized I did buy issue 1. So now I'm kicking myself that I didn't buy that variant cover because there was only one left. So I'm hoping I can find that
Speaking
variant cover because it's
speaking
cool.
of speaking of Supergirl, there's like just an interesting thing going on with Miley Cyrus. Uh, she called out Supergirl because it shouldn't have girl in the title because she's a woman, and she's like, what if you're a little boy who wants to be a girl so bad that this makes you feel bad? I think having a title like Supergirl doesn't give the power that people think it does. So I don't really know what. It seems kind of like a weak argument to me, but
Yeah. Have you watched any of the Supergirl TV shows?
I haven't now.
They address that a little bit, and I can't remember which episode. It's in the first 4 or 5 episodes, but someone makes a comment about Supergirl. Why not Superwoman? Um, and they kind of explain it away real quick. So they kind of address that. Now there is a Superwoman
Mm-hmm.
now,
Yeah,
and so, but there's also a Superboy.
yeah.
So, and he's teenager, 20s. You know, who knows how old he is exactly, but
It just seems like unneeded tension.
yeah, it's you got Batgirl, but then you also have a Batwoman. So
Yeah,
one's just older, perceived to be older than the other, I guess.
I'm
It's
just gonna
age.
go ahead and say Miley Cyrus probably doesn't have a strong grasp on the superhero universe. So,
Yeah, probably not.
but yeah, I just saw that and thought that was kind of interesting. But
Yeah, yeah. I like the Supergirl when they portray her as a teenager. The TV
mm-hmm,
show, she's more of a young adult, which that
mm-hmm,
makes calling her Supergirl kind of weird. But that's the hard thing with comic books is, especially the teenagers, they all age, but none of the adults age. You
yeah,
know, like Batman, he doesn't age, but Robin has grown up and become Nightwing. You know, everyone's growing up. You know, Jason Todd's growing up to become the Red Hood. Tim Drake is growing up and he's gonna become, you know, something else. And now you got Damian Wayne, and he's probably gonna grow up at some point too. But Bruce Wayne will never age.
yeah. It's so interesting.
So
But
that could,
also, I don't care at the same time. Like,
yeah, it's like
yeah,
it's a comic book. We're talking about a guy who people who wear capes and stuff and fly around the city and
yeah,
fight bad people that have powers that just can't exist in reality. So
yeah. So why should they age?
yeah, it's like, come on, this is fiction. It's just fun. It's just fantasy. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not make a thing about it. Speaking of making a thing about it, the Wonder Woman has been being talked about a lot recently.
Mm. Hmm.
Uh, the one of the main Wonder Woman writers, Greg Rucka, who was has been with the Wonder Woman comic for a long time. He, in an article or an interview, basically was talking about how Wonder Woman is essentially a bisexual character, from the standpoint that she lives with the Amazons on Themyscira, which is an all-female island, and so therefore the
And
assumption should
everyone
be
searches
made,
for companionship.
right? So therefore the assumption is made that she must be uh, bisexual, because we know her to have relationships with men in the comics. Um, don't think we've known her to have relationships with women in the comics, but the assumption is that
No,
she stayed on the island, she would have. So that's just the nature of the Amazons.
yeah, and that it wouldn't have been like anything weird or
Right.
whatever.
As is, yeah,
But because it makes sense, because like Amazonians, they judge people on their hearts and characters. So, and that tends to be a lot of what bisexual people claim they're about, is like it's the soul and stuff like that. So it would make sense that Wonder Woman would be bisexual. Um, yeah, I guess I don't really have a problem with it.
yeah. Question is,
It makes
do you
sense.
really need to label? Do we need to label all these characters and their sexuality,
Yeah, I
or
don't think
or
so.
does that just come up within the story, in the natural story rhythms? Um, Especially for something like this, where it's not like I'm Wonder Woman and I'm now saying that I'm this, but she just is because she's an Amazon and she's come from this world.
Yeah.
But that opens up a
I
whole
hope
whole
that's
other
what.
door of things of like, okay, the Amazons and their island are, how do they reproduce? Obviously, Wonder Woman, she was made from clay, depending on which
Mhm.
origin you go with. Um,
Made from clay or Zeus, right?
right. So, but not all the other Amazons are that way. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
super interesting.
I don't know enough about Wonder Woman's history to speak on it too much. But so that but the news has been going around, and with the Wonder Woman movie coming out, I know Gal Gadot has been asked about her sexuality, which she recently in an interview expressed that although the movie doesn't necessarily address that in any way, um, although she probably, I'm guessing, has a relationship with Steve Rogers in the movie.
Yeah, it says that there's a confirmed relationship.
Confirmed relation with Steve Rogers. Um, so, but that's always a possibility, but it's just not addressed in the
Yeah, she
movie yet.
said it would go along with Wonder Woman's characteristics and who she is. So, but I don't think the movie addresses it from what I can tell from articles
Right,
and stuff. But
right.
maybe it will.
Yeah,
Who
maybe in
knows?
a sequel, or just maybe not at all. So
Yeah, it's just a
we've
fact
only
that's
got
known.
right. They probably got 3 Wonder Woman specific movies max that they'll make, and then any cameos in other Justice League or other team up movies. But yeah, I'm sure that's probably not something they'll spend their time on,
Yeah.
since they really haven't done that in the comic books for many years. So um yeah, well, I'm hoping this weekend I can catch up on a lot of stuff because there's some things I need to weed out. I need to weed out Batgirl and Supergirl.
Yeah.
Um, Still debating about those. I like Batgirl, but I don't know that I like the approach they're taking with Batgirl. The kind of the she kind of comes across sometimes as like a Peter Parker character, like
Yeah.
a little goofy, which she's not because she's very like when she was Oracle, she was very intelligent. She's a librarian, she's very smart. But they're kind of playing her up as in the comics like she's just a ditzy young girl. So
Hmm.
I don't know how I feel about that. So, but I still have more to
Yeah.
read.
I cut Batgirl because I didn't think the story was really all that great. So I decided that
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
for money's sake.
With the backup of books that I've got, this will be the real purging because I'll start seeing which ones I'm picking up first and which ones I'm just holding off on. Suicide Squad, I
Yeah.
haven't I haven't been reading that, but I've been buying it, so I didn't get that. There was a new Deathstroke out. I don't know if it was this
Mm.
week or last week, but I didn't pick that up just because I'm like I don't have time for everything. So
Yeah. Because that's the other thing. It's like not only is money limiting on the comic books, but it's like obviously time because I've got a stack here that I haven't been able to read.
right,
So it's like the amount of time it takes to the story and actually being able to comprehend what's going on in it.
yeah,
It's another resource that is short. So
right, yeah, and I'm really feeling that right now because I'm all the CW comic book shows, well, not even just CW, all the Netflix shows, comic book shows, TV shows that have come out. I stopped watching mid season The Flash and Arrow last year, so they just came out on Netflix now. So I'm trying to catch up on The Flash. I want to catch up on
yeah,
Arrow. Supergirl, I'd like to watch season 1 of that. Luke Cage just came out on Netflix. I'd like to watch that.
I still
Oh,
haven't watched Daredevil,
any Daredevil?
any Daredevil.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm super behind.
Yeah. So you got the TV episodes that just it feels like another like there's so much to watch, so much to consume, so much to read. Um, so I'm not complaining though. But
No, oh no, definitely not complaining. No,
yeah,
oh gosh, no.
I just need to yeah, start creating a to-do list for my comic book obsession.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But the
Um,
Flash, I've been catching up on season 2 of the Flash, and that's fun. A lot of interesting things
yeah,
going on there.
I remember like because I watched like the first half of it, and I remember loving it, but then time just slipped away.
Right. Keeps on
Wasn't able to
slipping.
keep up. Keeps on slipping. But yeah,
Yeah, I heard the season 2 of the Flash didn't end as well as people would like to have had. So I've got low expectations as I'm watching the Flash, but I'm enjoying it. So it's fun.
yeah, season 3 is supposed to be pretty good because they're doing the Flashpoint storyline.
Right. See,
Um,
I'd like to get caught up on the Flash season 2. That way I can start watching season 3 real time.
yeah, that's the thing
So
is I really want to watch season 3, and it's killing me that I can't right now because I'm
right,
behind a whole season on the Flash. But
right. So yeah, we'll see. Uh, but yeah, the whole Luke Cage thing, I'll probably wait on that because that's lower priority because
mhm,
it's a Marvel flick and can burn through that later. So
mhm, mhm.
um, oh, and I'll also like to get caught up on the what's it called? Um, Legends of Tomorrow show.
Oh yeah, I've heard that's supposed to be really cool. I think Martian Manhunter's on that right now.
Really, I know Martian Manhunter's in
Yeah.
Supergirl.
Oh,
Um,
maybe it's Supergirl.
yeah, I don't know. They have couple new characters on the Legends of Tomorrow. Who is it? Just went blank. Yeah, they swapped out Hawk Girl and Hawkman with two new or three new characters. Oh, Stargirl and some JSA characters.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, this is fun to see how they portray different characters. So,
It's fun getting to see some of the smaller characters get some spotlight too.
yeah,
I assume I haven't watched it, so I can't say if it's actually fun to see or not. But it's cool
yeah.
to
I mean,
see that they have
sometimes
the
they portray
opportunity.
characters in like a not great way, but it's just neat seeing it done for the first time.
Yeah,
So it's like, oh, that's cool, and makes you dream about what if
it's
they
exciting.
made a film version of this. Speaking of film versions of characters, this week, the Justice League Twitter account released the first official image of Mira,
Ooh.
Aquaman's lady friend. Um, so, did you see the
Yeah,
picture?
she. I saw the picture. Amber Heard is playing Mira, and she looks great. Uh, just Google Amber Heard as Mira in Justice League, and the costume picture will pop up, or go to Zack Snyder's Twitter, and it's there. But yeah, she looks really. The picture is her standing on a beach in the rocks, the sand. She just looks powerful. Her suit's really, really pretty. Very true to the comics,
Yeah,
I feel.
I've been loving the Mira character in the Aquaman comic books. I mean, she's just
Yes.
fierce, and
She is awesome. I hope she's as fierce
yeah,
in this movie
I mean, so far
or in
Zack
the cinematic.
Snyder has done women, comic book women, like as fierce as possible. I mean, they Fiora in Man of Steel was awesome.
Hmm.
Wonder Woman was awesome. So I have a hard time believing that Mira is not going to show some strength. So I'm glad she's probably got a really small part in Justice League, but I'm glad Zack Snyder's introducing her because he presents women very powerfully. I feel like,
Yeah.
um,
And she is a powerful woman. So,
right, her character is just she can deal a ton of damage. She
mhm.
wields the water and she uses water as a weapon. Um, so I'm excited to see what he does with her. I hope they show some of her in action and some of her powers. I hope it's just not a, hey, Aquaman, come back down to the sea with me, and then she dives in
Yeah.
the
And then she leaves.
ocean.
Hopefully not. Yeah. I'm looking at a side by side of Aquaman in his full armor and her. It looks pretty good.
A little
They look
photo
like
manipulation matchup. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it's looks pretty nice. They look like a power couple, that's for sure.
yep.
Which is good because Aquaman's kind of lame. Not really, but he's portrayed that way by pop culture. So, but it looks like they're going to make him and her be really powerful,
Yeah,
just judging by costume.
I
So,
hope she has as much screen presence as Aquaman does in the Aquaman movie.
mhm.
Because
Well, because they are such a team
yeah, I mean,
together.
if you're reading Rebirth Aquaman, you know that like she's right by his side. I mean, she's not just a sidekick. She's yeah. I read
She's almost
somebody
leading.
yeah somebody in one of the uh, websites on the comments said they should change the title of Aquaman to Aquaman and Mira because
That'd be
she's just
sweet.
such a big part of that. And she
Mhm.
is. So I think it'd be cool to see her play a big role in the movie, especially just to have a power couple superhero movie. And I think it would just add some cool, energy to Aquaman. So
Yeah.
for those of you listening, you're probably enjoying the sounds of the uh, the musical sounds of Dax's dorm room.
Oh yeah. I guess my roommate didn't see the text that I was recording. So yeah. Yeah, so life at Belmont, music everywhere.
Music
It's
everywhere.
kind of
It's a
the
good thing.
place. Yeah. I mean,
My,
I was
my
up until
neighbor,
6 a.m.
my neighbor next
writing and
door.
recording stuff.
Oh, there you go. See, that's fun. My neighbor next door, she's a
Yeah.
piano teacher, and I was outside the other day working outside, and I could just hear music in our cul-de-sac being played because the sound was coming out of her thing, and she had somebody with a clarinet or something else come into her house, and so it's like this music. I was like, that's kind of nice, live music.
Yeah, it's kind of nice hearing it every
Yeah,
now and then.
every now and then, unless you're trying to do something
Yeah.
like record a podcast.
Yeah, it's the little things, but it's fine. Yeah. So yeah, Aquaman and Mira, they look great.
Yeah.
I'm
I
excited.
mean, Justice League is not that far away.
No, it's not. Is that next summer
We're like
or this
13
summer?
months. It comes out in November, I think, is scheduled for November.
Okay.
So we're like 13
That's so
months away.
exciting.
We're 13
Yeah.
months away. Soon we'll be less than a year away, which means we're going to start getting more. Did you see the? Forgot to ask you about this before we started. Did you see the little teaser footage from the Justice League? Zach released after they wrapped up filming. He was kind of like, "Hey,
No.
they show a lot of behind. It's all behind the scenes stuff, but it shows a lot
Oh
of
no,
like
I haven't seen that.
actors
Oh,
and
I'll watch
action
that.
and
I'll watch that in a little bit.
yeah, it's fun. It got me excited to see the movie. So yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be awesome to see the freaking Justice League on the big screen.
yeah. Like I know
Uniting.
Batman versus Superman wasn't great, but come on, we're gonna see them on screen was still awesome. And so I know
Yeah, oh
Justice
yeah.
League. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy it. So I'm just gonna enjoy it because it's great to see those characters all together. It's just the
Yeah, and
Flash.
they
I mean, to see
like
the Flash
everything looks
on film. Oh,
to see the lightning go across the screen. Oh, that's gonna be beautiful.
yeah.
I really want to see like a cool like Aquaman tidal wave. Like I feel like that'd be kind of sweet. Uh yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna keep my expectations low, but I'm also just way too excited about that. It's gonna be so fun. Speaking of movies coming out soon, uh Star Wars Rogue One just released
The
their
final
last
trailer.
trailer,
Yep.
the final long trailer. Uh it looks awesome. It's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Right.
It
Yeah.
just adds more mystery, honestly.
Yeah. They definitely share a lot more, but I feel like with all third trailers, like I kind of feel like they should just stop after trailer two.
Yeah.
Because the third trailer is always like they feel like they got to show more. I think once you start showing more, it's not as interesting, and you've seen some of the visuals already. So your
Yeah.
excitement level is like, okay, I've seen that before, so it's not as exciting. Especially the way we we're able to devour trailers nowadays.
Yeah.
Seeing those first two couple teaser trailers is gets you really pumped. So like I was reading some people's comments and they're like, it's a little underwhelming compared to the last trailer, but it's still cool. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's super cool.
like I'm getting
It's
more excited about this story and just reminded that yeah, this takes place before the Death Star, and this is all about getting the plans. And I mean, this is we're gonna see some sides of
it's
this
gonna be
universe that we
cool.
haven't seen before.
I'm excited. I'm still like a little upset that they showed Darth Vader. Um, just because that would have been a cool
I thought what they
surprise.
showed of Darth Vader in this final trailer was it was a good shot, but they needed to linger on it a little more or something. Like,
Yeah, it's like because it was
what
just
do
like
you
a
like?
flash.
Yeah, he's like walking at you, and you're like, oh, but then he's just gone, and it's like, I wish I just felt his presence. Maybe they should have just cut it off there. Like he was kind of like towards the end as just like oh, we'll throw this in, but I feel like they should have just ended with him walking out and then
Yeah,
go dark and just do the whole thing.
yeah. Because like in the last trailer before this one, like the way they teased Darth Vader was awesome because you just see the back of his helmet and you hear the, which was just like you weren't expecting it. It was like it was hype as can be. And then this time, like it was like, oh shoot, that's Darth Vader. That's right. And then it was like, oh wait, he was just kind of flashed and then he was gone. And
Right.
yeah, it just seemed unnecessary for this trailer.
Yeah. What gets me excited though is like, okay, you know they're gonna
But
steal the plans. You know they're
yeah,
they're 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 going to be successful in stealing the plans. Whether they make it out alive or not, stealing the plans, we don't know. But the plans do get stolen,
yeah.
and Darth Vader knows that they get stolen, and so that means someone's in trouble. And
Shoot, I didn't even think about the fact that he knows that they get stolen because he comes
yeah,
hunting for Princess Leia at the
right.
beginning of New Hope. Oh shoot.
Yeah, I mean he's that first scene is him blasting down the door looking for those plans because he's upset that the plans have been stolen. He wants those
Oh
plans.
my gosh. I didn't even think about that.
So they're showing this other guy. I forget what his name is. General something. Um, I don't know all the new Star Wars characters' names. Sorry. Uh, but they show he's like the main villain. So he's obviously in charge of building this Death Star. It's his
Hmm.
thing. He's overseeing it, but like he starts screwing up, right? And so Darth Vader has to come in and go like, "You're in trouble. You don't."
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
this is
Stolen.
gonna be super, super exciting.
I
Oh
want to
shoot.
see. I want to see him pull
I
out
was
that
not even considering
lightsaber.
that.
I want to see him pull out that lightsaber and just,
Just slice him. Ooh.
right.
Ooh.
Yeah, heads will roll, right?
Yeah. We're like super close to that. That's December 16th, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we're like
That comes
two
out.
month 2 months away.
Yeah. Ooh. That's exhilarating. That's gonna be so
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah. And I like. I know there's some differences in the way the film looks compared to other Star Wars movies, but I
I think
like the
that's
departure there.
I think that's okay. Like part of me kind of wishes it had like that just classic Star Wars look to it. But at the same time, it's like this is a side story. So where it's still part of that universe, I like that it exists away from everything else,
Right.
visually at least. So I think that that'll be a cool, just kind of like a refreshing take, probably. Um,
Yeah, I think after the Force Awakens, it was kind of like, hey, that was cool. That was just like Star Wars. Maybe a little too much like Star Wars.
yeah,
And so it's kind of like, okay, I'm kind of excited just to see something a little different, but still in the Star Wars world, referencing the same Star Wars characters, but different.
yeah. I'm very interested. Yeah, it's gonna be good. No question about that. It's Star Wars, so
Yeah,
even if it's like not that great, it'll still be.
it's gonna make money. I can't. I'm trying to think of like who went to see Star Wars Force Awakens that will probably not go see Rogue One. Don't know who would not go see Rogue One. Who
Yeah,
saw
it
Force
doesn't make
Awakens?
sense.
Now, it might
Yeah,
have some repeat viewing issues if it's not a good movie, but that box office opening weekend is going to be huge.
yeah. I mean, Star Wars just slays the box office, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Disney's
should be prosperous.
Disney's on a roll, that's for sure. Speaking of other Disney films, Doctor Strange comes out in like what, 2 weeks,
Oh shoot,
3 weeks,
something like that. Oh wow, that
November
wasn't. I wasn't even thinking about
November
that.
4th.
Oh geez,
Yeah, so we get
that's coming up.
some spiritual side of the comic book universe coming into play here. Should be fun. Although we had some of
Should be
that
very
in
interesting.
Suicide Squad. Speaking of Suicide Squad, it was announced that they're going to release an extended version. Surprise, surprise.
Oh,
Um,
extended cut. Man, if DC keeps doing these extended cuts, it might kill them.
yeah, this needs to be the last one, right? They're
Yeah, like I think they might have learned their lesson. Like
hopefully, yeah.
maybe.
I like, I'm glad they're releasing an extended cut of Suicide Squad because I know there's a lot more footage that we
Oh,
haven't seen.
oh, I'm so thankful that they're releasing it.
Yeah, and
But at the
so
same time, it's like, why aren't they? It's probably going to be way better than
yeah, so
the
hopefully,
theatrical release was.
yeah, hopefully Wonder Woman is being cut right now with the idea of we're going to cut this the way this needs to be cut, not because we think it needs to be shorter or anything else like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're releasing, and I was kind of surprised that they actually did it. I thought they might not, based on some of the reaction that they're getting from releasing extended cuts, but um, I'm happy that they're doing it because I'd like to see more Jared Leto. Because I'm thinking they're adding 13 more minutes, which doesn't
That's a good chunk
sound
of time.
like a lot, but it is a lot. I mean, Batman versus Superman was an additional 30 minutes, and that was a longer movie already. So this is half that in addition to it. So um,
Yeah, because I think the biggest problem with Suicide Squad is I left the theater wanting more and not in like a, this is so great, I want more. It was like a, I wish there was more to this movie. Like
yeah,
it was missing some stuff. So I'm hoping that they're able to repair some of what was lost. So
yeah. It'll be interesting because I know some of the editing based on some of the things I've read, the story was really changed a lot with some of the edits. So it'll be interesting to see how they bring some of this what they bring back in that doesn't completely just change the story. So, because I know Joker coming back in at the end and breaking Harley out was different because I think originally he came up and showed up during the Enchantress fight because he had his charred black face that they showed in the teasers, which was never in the film. So it's like, will that scene be brought in? Because if that scene gets brought in, that kind of changes the structure of the story a lot.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they present it. So other movies starting to be teased out a lot is James Mangold's Logan movie, the third Wolverine film,
And final, right?
and last, yeah, for what's his face,
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. By the way, I watched X-Men Apocalypse the other day on the airplane, but I didn't have my headphones, so I just watched it with subtitles. I had seen it before, so it didn't bother me without the audio. So, but I watched it with subtitles. It's still an enjoyable film, and I was reminded how much I loved the Magneto story in that. So, but yeah,
good.
just there's a little Hugh Jackman cameo in that movie, which was fun. So yeah, this next Logan movie, it's a rated R film. They came out with an official poster with him holding a little hand, which everyone's guessing is she's the new Weapon X.
Oh shoot!
So I think they're passing the torch in that way.
Oh, that'll be exciting.
So I'm expecting a much more violent and bloody Wolverine.
Oh yes, that's what I want. That's the way Wolverine should be.
Yep.
So that'll be good.
Well, I think it's all the movie news that has come out recently. There are some movies that have been put on the 2019-2020 slate for Warner Brothers, but they're untitled right now. So speculations are could be Batman, could be another Harry Potter type film. So who knows?
Who knows?
Someone who went to the what's the new Batman movie, animated movie that came out, the 1966 Batman film.
Oh, was it like the Caped Crusaders or something
Yes.
like that?
So I guess some of the people that were coming out of a theater were given a survey, basically asking them what film they'd like to see next animated. And I guess some of the options were Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover film, a Swamp Thing movie, and what else was it? But yeah, I mean, that'd be fun to see a Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah, I think that storyline has been doing pretty well. The comic book.
Yeah, that little mini series run. I bought the first issue of it, but I wasn't able to buy the additional issues because issue two sold out so quick, and then I never picked up any of their reprints, so I just let it go. Oh, the other one is a Wonder Woman 77 movie, animated movie, that would presumably be voiced by Linda Carter, like they did with the Cape Crusaders. So,
well, like, I feel bad because like part of me really wants to see them do Swamp Thing, because how cool would that be?
Yeah.
But now at the same time, I'm partial to Linda Carter.
Yeah. Now they are making a Justice League Dark film, which will have Swamp Thing in it, animated film. Animated film.
Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah,
that got me too excited.
I mean, I know there is a Justice League Dark film in kind of development at Warner Brothers Studios for live action. Most people are guessing that the animated version of this is going to be kind of testing the waters to see what the reception is to Justice League Dark, kind of like what they did with Batman Assault on Arkham with the Suicide Squad. So yeah, that could be, Swamp Thing could be coming to a theater near us soon, but the animated version at least is coming on Justice League Dark.
That's exciting. Yeah, it'd be really cool to see, because I think do they have plans to start up a new Justice League Dark storyline in the Rebirth universe? I haven't seen anything about it.
I haven't seen anything about it. Maybe they're rolling all those dark characters out in their mini-series issues that will ultimately build up to a new title.
Yeah, because I know that they have like Hellblazer.
They have the
with Constantine out.
They've got the Dead.
And then they have the Dead Man
miniseries. There's an ongoing Swamp Thing title, I think, right now still.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if it's ended or if it's rebooted. But I know.
Oh man, it'd be really cool to see Zatanna on the screen. Yeah, that would be sweet.
I pretty much guarantee, like, if Doctor Strange does really well in the theaters, that's going to push Warner Brothers along with their Justice League Dark, because that's their.
Yeah, they're able to get some of the more magical, darker forces,
right?
Kind of a thing going. I'd be killer.
Let's talk about toys.
Ooh, let's do it.
Have you gotten any new toys lately?
Actually, yeah, I got another one of those. It was the first week of October, so that was when we got our new little minifigures. Me and my roommate. He got Lex Luthor, which is more rare.
Now, what does Lex Luthor look like? Is he like in a suit and bald, or is he in a?
He's bald and he's in his power suit.
And the power suit
It's
with him.
green. It's green and purple.
That's cool.
It looks really good. It's similar to the one in the Injustice video game. It's really like beautifully detailed. The suit is. Yeah, so it's a pretty cool one. But I got one that was less rare, but still special to me. I got the Flash,
Hey, that's cool.
and it's pretty sweet. He's got like a little semi lightning thing on his foot. That's his base, and yeah, he's pretty. Got a nice looking little face. He looks good in my little collection. So
Okay, so I've been looking for those things everywhere. I cannot find them.
that sucks for you because these are cool.
Yeah, I keep wanting to buy one, but I can't find them. Like I went to
They still, I
Target.
know they sell them at Boomerang.
Okay, maybe I'll have to make a trip to Boomerang.
Yeah, because these things are sweet. I'm not gonna lie, and they're only like $5, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I've been to two. I went to two different comic books on Batman Day, and none of them had it. I've looked at Target. I've looked at. I looked at another comic book shop in California that I was at last week. No one had them. They had other like Suicide Squad is what I'm seeing a lot of right now. Minifigs.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of worried. I'm getting kind of worried that this line of stuff might be like fading out.
Yeah, I know you can get them on Amazon still, but
Yeah.
that'll probably be the last place you can get them.
So on Amazon, they sell like the display case full of them.
Uh-huh.
So I think you end up with like 21 or something figures.
But you could have repeats, right?
You could have repeats. So maybe what we should do is we should go like maybe like over Christmas break when I'm back in Texas, we go halvesies on it. And we
I get your duplicates.
do like yeah, we can trade duplicates and have a little unboxing party and make a video of it. Could be kind of fun. But yeah,
I might be be up for that.
Because I don't think it's very expensive. I know it's cheaper than buying them individually. I know that much. Because part of me considered going halvesies with my roommate to see what we could get with it, but then we're like, oh, it's kind of fun going to the comic book store and
right as long as they last. Speaking of toys, I think it wasn't even going to talk about this. McDonald's, they have their Happy Meal toys right now. If you got kids, or you don't have kids, if you like those, go to McDonald's, buy a Happy Meal. They've got some cool.
Yeah.
For boys, they have a boys Happy Meal and a girls Happy Meal. But they have all the Justice League characters, and they have the girls. What do they call them? DC heroes.
DC superhero girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can get Plastic Man. I got Plastic Man and I got Hawkman. Hawkman I don't love so much, but he's pretty cool because his wings flap. They're
cool. That's pretty sweet.
And
yeah, I was at a McDonald's and I was just gonna ask if they had a toy, but then my friend, some poor girl, left her little katana figure sitting on a table at this gas station in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee. So yeah, so I took that rightfully. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I don't really like katana that much. I was kind of bummed that it was katana and not.
But she is one of the cooler characters of that girls line, I think.
Yeah, she looks pretty sweet. Like, I'm not upset with it. I'll say that. But
obviously you'd have liked to have Wonder Woman, but
yeah, I would have loved to have Wonder Woman. The Batgirl one's cool, and so is the Supergirl. The boys' toys are cool too, I guess. But
yeah,
I'm surprised that McDonald's still has boys and girls Happy Meal toys. I feel like
they didn't when I was growing up. It was just the one toy.
Yeah, I think that started like in my childhood.
I may be wrong. I may have never paid attention to the girl stuff, but
yeah,
I'm totally into the girls Happy Meals right now. Yeah, I'd love to get a Batwoman or Wonder Woman, Batgirl or Wonder Woman.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet. However, the line of Happy Meal toys only lasts until October 17th.
Oh no, that's like 4 more days.
Yeah, like started mid-September, I think, and then.
What's terrible is I can't even eat McDonald's. I was been recently diagnosed with celiac disease, and I can't have gluten, so I can't eat McDonald's. So I can't even like justify like myself going. I have to like get somebody.
Oh,
Supposedly, I was told you can just buy the toy. So for $2.
yeah, you can. It's like $1 or $2
So
just to get the.
maybe I'll do that. Although I feel kind of silly doing that. But
You feel silly. There are lots of people that do that though. There are people who are way too into Happy
I
Meal
know.
toy collecting, and that's a bad collection to get into. Is collecting all the Happy Meal toys.
Yeah, I can get dangerous.
That sounds dangerous to me, but
yeah. Well,
yeah.
also on the toy list, I was in California last week, so went to my childhood home, and I was going through our attic trying to salvage toys from my childhood, and I shipped a bunch of stuff back. So I'm going to talk about one thing in particular that I shipped back. That is my Superpowers Batmobile.
Oh, that thing is sweet.
From the 80s. And unfortunately, it is missing a windshield. I looked everywhere and I could not find a windshield. My toys over the years have been played with by a bunch of different children. Who knows that? It could have been you who busted my windshield.
Oh, I didn't break toys. I was careful.
So, yeah. So
yeah, but no, I do remember playing with that Batmobile when I was a kid.
Yeah. So lots of kids have rummaged through my old toys and have enjoyed them over the years. And unfortunately, I did not take them away and do something with them. So I have a windshield less Batmobile. I was looking these up on Amazon or eBay. A Batmobile that's like got all its parts and comes in a box is kind of going around for like $100.
That's pretty sweet.
I saw a Batmobile with the Batman character and the Robin character. I was going for like $150. So I was looking to see if I could find just a cheap Batmobile to where I could get the windshield off of it and replace it. So I'm going to try and fix this guy back up. But it's got cool little things. It's got this thing pops out, the front bumper pops out, knocks action figures open, the back little thing comes out so I can grab them. It's got headlights that lift up and down. So
yeah, that's a pretty sweet Batmobile.
It's a pretty cool Batmobile. Unfortunately, though, I wasn't able to find very many characters. I had a lot of characters.
But like honestly, who knows where those are? They're probably in that house somewhere.
Well, I've dug through. I've probably got everything that still exists. I found Lex Luthor, but he does not have his helmet is missing. I found Penguin's umbrella.
Nice.
But no Penguin. Strange. I also had Lex Luthor's airplane, and I found 2 parts from it. I have the windshield, the ring windshield, and the little claw grabber foot thing. But nothing else. So somewhere I don't know where all these things have gone. I looked through
who knows, dude.
Yeah, I have a cape, a purple cape, which I'm not sure who this goes to exactly, but it goes to somebody. But it's from the Superpowers. I do have intact Aquaman. So that was fun to find a character intact. I know I used to have the Flash, but I cannot find anything of the Flash. I forget this guy's name. I'm gonna have to look him up. But he's a character that what's his name? I should have looked him up before I started talking about him. But anyway, he's a character, but he's fallen apart. But I think I actually have all the pieces for him. So
nice.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
This is a random figure. This is Bob from the 1989 Michael Keaton Batman.
That's awesome.
This is disappointing. This is the Joker's hat. I found the Joker's. It's his purple hat. It's very cool. I mean, it's totally like Killing Joke. This is awesome. But no Joker.
Man.
I have Superman fully intact without a cape, though. No cape for Superman.
How's he supposed to fly?
And probably the most, I had Robin, I had Brainiac, I had the Flash, I had Green Lantern. None of those things I can find. I also had Batman, and here's proof because I actually have the arm of Batman that I found.
Oh man.
Somewhere Batman is around my house or somewhere, but it looks like the arm is probably going to be irreplaceable because it's chipped. So anyway, those are my toy finds. I also found some other stuff that I can talk about later, but those are my superpower super friends.
I hate to like talk about this with like no context, but there's an awesome AT-AT, right?
Yes, that okay, yeah. So in our attic, there's an AT-AT, and that is most likely going to be because that was Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably going to be Josh and Jeremy, between Josh and Jeremy and me, probably Josh and Jeremy era. So not mine. I'm not going to lay claim to that.
I was kind of hoping it was my dad's, but
it's probably not. Because see, when did Empire Strikes come out? 70. Yeah, I'm guessing that was probably Josh and Jeremy's. It could have been your dad's, but
Empire Strikes Back was 1980. It could have been my dad's. It so could have been his.
It could have been, but it might not have been.
Yeah. I mean, he would have been in middle school, right?
Yeah, I have a feeling if it was your dad's, it would have been like
he would have been 10. He would have been 11.
He would have moved it. How's that possible? Because like I had the Ewok village was mine.
Yeah.
And we also have the Dagobah system.
Yeah, that one's cool.
And that was an Empire Strikes Back piece. So, but who knows? It very well could not have been any one particular person's. Like,
could have just been
hey, Josh, Jeremy, Mark, here's, the Dagobah system. So, yeah, all that Star Wars stuff. But there was a lot of Star Wars stuff that I could not find. I was looking for it. I found Yoda's jacket. I found Yoda's cane. I did not find Yoda. So yeah,
it's questionable because so my grandmother,
my mom,
and your mom, they host people all the time, have large gatherings, and kids just flock to this room because there's toys there. Your childhood toys.
My childhood toys.
And honestly, like, I wouldn't be surprised if half of those kids have like shoved a figure in their pocket, walked out.
Oh, I know stuff has walked out because otherwise I just don't know where else it would be.
Yeah, it's because Josh and Jeremy wouldn't have taken any of it.
Yeah, no, they're not sentimental about toys. So here's another toy thing. I can't believe I've only got 3 of these. Okay, so there's these things from the 80s. They're called Muscle Men. They're the weirdest toy, okay? They're these little pink, little pink characters, okay? And they all had different looks to them and stuff like that, but they're like 1.5 inch in size, 1 inch. And they came originally in a trash can, so they were in a clear plastic trash can with a little flip top lid. That's how you bought them, and they were stuffed with these little pink guys. And so you get random, and there was like a ton of them, and you wanted to collect them all, right? And I'm a huge collector guy, kid, and so I had a ton of these things. I could only find 3 of them now, so I don't know. It's disappointing, very disappointing.
What a bummer.
But yeah, I was happy to salvage 3 of them. So they're on eBay. I've been thinking about maybe just buying a bunch on eBay just so I can have them. But
be kind of a cool little thing.
Yeah. So Anyway, if you're listening and you've got toys somewhere, go find them. Go find them, pull them out, look, figure out what's valuable, what's not, toss what's not, or don't toss it, but sell it maybe. But figure out what's valuable because you can display that stuff. That stuff's awesome, and
Or you can make some good money off of it.
or you can make some good money off of it. So yeah, just
Yeah.
remember, go back, find your toys, value them, whether you keep them or you give them to somebody else. They're worth something, and don't let them just get damaged. Because my guess is they're your toy. You probably took care of them a lot better than somebody other kid that's going to come around and play with them. So
yeah,
that's my public service announcement for this episode of the Geek Pull podcast.
Yeah, I approve of the message. So
yes, so. Well, we're going to wrap up for this episode. And remember, go find your old toys. Go to the comic book store. Lots of great comics out this week. Coming up soon is the Justice League Suicide crossover. So I might hold on to Suicide Squad until that's wrapped up.
oh, shoot.
I know. So anyway, so big things I think are going to happen.
I think I cut Justice League. So
so
I'm not tied to that.
You're not tied to that, but there's big stuff that could be spinning out of that. But yeah, just try not to look at it.
Don't say stuff like that to me.
I'll just tell it to you and tell you if it's good or not. So.
Okay, yeah. Also, they just pre-orders just opened up for the volumes of Rebirth titles.
Oh, so those are coming out soon.
Those are coming out in January 21st. We're gonna see. I know for sure Batman, Wonder Woman, and Justice League will be coming out on those days.
Probably Green Arrow shortly, because I think that was one of the first ones out the door too.
Yeah, so
Flash.
Yeah, so I think January just in general is probably going to have a ton of those coming out. I only saw that those are open for pre-order. I didn't look for anything else. Those are just the featured ones. So that's kind of neat. So they are starting to roll those out faster.
Yeah, I mean,
which was we kind of thought we were hoping that would happen.
That's less than a year since their trade story wraps up. I mean, that's not even like 6 months. It's less than 6 months even.
Yeah, it's pretty fast on the rollout. So that's nice if you're not wanting to spend too much money on comic books or don't want to make it a habit. Those trade paperbacks will be coming out more frequently, it looks like. So that's exciting.
Yep, and there's a lot of good stories in those. I mean, they're all good. They're all worth reading. Good. So
my guess is that eventually I'll probably, in some shape or form, I'll probably own almost every Rebirth.
Yeah, well, like title. You were saying earlier, the issues ultimately can come into like your time resource, right? I mean, how much of those can you actually read? So they're not long reads, but this
eventually I'd like to be able to read the majority of the Rebirth titles once they're in trade paperback, because those are easier to just sit down for like an hour and chunk through.
Yeah, I'd like to at least get all the volume 1 issues of like things like Cyborg or Deathstroke that I'm not picking up.
Yeah, things I'm curious about, but not wanting to like pick up every 2 weeks or every month. But yeah. So,
all right, start making your Christmas wish lists. Well, I guess that's post Christmas, but yeah, Christmas is coming. Time to get your wish list made.
Yeah, I've got to get on that.
Things that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
Justice League mystery minis make great stocking stuffers.
Just saying. They do.
Just saying. Any moms listening out there? Just saying. Justice League minifigures, not minifigures, mystery minis.
Yeah. She's gonna. If Grandma Judy is listening to this, she's probably gonna screw that up if she goes to the comic book store.
Right.
$10.
Go to geekpull.com and click on this episode's podcast. We will put a link to the Justice League mystery minis on the page so you know exactly what to get. In fact, we should write an article.
Let's write an article.
Geek Pull Christmas wish list. Let's do that.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
So we'll each come up with like 10 items that we really want.
Okay.
and we'll list them out. That'd be fun.
All
Let's do
right.
that.
Well,
We'll talk about them on our next episode.
yeah. Or maybe we should wait until after Halloween. I feel a little weird talking about Christmas
Okay.
before Halloween.
All right. We'll talk about Halloween next
We'll
week.
think about it. We'll think about it. Our first episode in November.
We'll have
discuss.
a Christmas list. Okay. Sounds good.
We'll have a Christmas list.
All right. Well, until then, Geek Poll audience, I'm Jonathan Matlock.
And I'm Dax Matlock.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.